fine. So I can get on my business, get on my grind. Nigga, stop bitching and get that doubt out your mind. You niggas wasting your time, my nigga. This is your time, my nigga. Talk to God, he told me my brother's fine. So I can get on my business, get on my grind. Nigga, stop bitching and get that doubt out your mind. You niggas wasting your time, my nigga. This is your time, my nigga. I dropped, hey, you and they forgot I could rap. That's okay again, wasting your time, my nigga. This is your time, my nigga.
Alright, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Vinnie Dangerous. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
These niggas got me fucked up, tryna kick dirt on my shoes like a dump truck. Fresh out the box and they already scuffed up, so I'ma hit the parking lot and grab my burner. Oh, now you wanna beg me for mercy. Should've thought twice before you touch these, and I ain't scared of a receipt, cause trust me, ain't nobody ready to comfort me.
I've been rapping since I was 7 years old. You could almost say like I was doing it before that. Like, I used to go to the studio with my dad when I was just a baby. And you know, I even got a picture of me holding the microphone. I'm like 1 year old. And I really started picking up the pen at like 7 years old, and I never really looked back after that. All right, so my journey with music started when I was starting with poetry when I was in the 3rd grade. And then I came across Tupac's Me Against the World album. And from there, you know, I was just hooked on hip hop after that. Like, and from there, it just became my first love, really.
We just chillin' in bed when you decided to hit me up out the blue. You said it's been a while. How you been? How are you? It's kinda ironic, cause I was just sitting thinking about your ass. Think about how thick you got on Instagram and not scrolling past. I know we done known each other some time. Better you did it, that nigga I ain't like. Plus I had my situation on the side.
So the person that really inspired me to get into hip hop, I'd have to say is my dad. Like, I listen to Pac and I listen to, you know, people like Jay-Z, but it's really my pops that kind of like focused me. Like, he's the one that had me, you know, understand what it meant to be an MC and like the greatness that is hip hop and why I wanted to be a part of it. And so my upbringing, like, I was spent majority of my life in Fayetteville. We, like, most of my life was in poverty. Like, we were always bouncing from house to house. You know, we were always struggling. Like, I went to elementary school, Brentwood Elementary, went to, you know, Anchestnut Middle School, went to Westover High School. And yeah, I mean, it was rough. Like, but we always had each other. Like, it was always big. We were always big on family. Like, we always had each other to hold on to. So it really didn't feel like it until, you know, we didn't have food, or we come home and the cable's cut off, or like we gotta up and leave because we don't have money for the rent this month. So, you know, so it was hard. It was hard, but we at least had family, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. All right, so after I graduated from high school, I went to Durham, came to Durham, and I went to North Carolina Central. I loved it. That was really my first introduction. Like, cause my pops would tell me about Black pride. Like, I was proud to be black, but it wasn't until I was like drenched in HBCU culture, it really like clicked. Something I always knew, but it's something I actually felt when I came to Central. Like, I went to school all 4 years, graduated with a bachelor's degree in business administration. And this is like one of the best times of my life, going to school. I'm proud to be at Eagle. So my experience at New Res, that was the first dorm I went to. It was special. Like, it was an all boys dorm at the time, so it was different. Like, you know, but I got real connected with my bros and stuff. Like, my homeboys, we would like cipher. Like, I met a lot of dudes that rapped, and like everybody was like, we got real close because of that. Like, we would rap in between New Res and Richmond, just be ciphering like after class, or like before we go out or something like that. Like, or if there was nothing else to do, somebody would put on a beat, and then we just all rapping like all hours of the night. So right now I'm full-time in music on top of having a full-time job. So like, music Like it's literally day and night. Like I barely sleep. It feels like, cause I'm always up writing, I'm always performing, I'm always designing. Like I'm always crafting. So it's like all hours of the night. So get up in the morning, go to work at like 7 a.m. Get home, go straight to the music. The typical day in the studio, I'm playing beats on loop. Like it's just like I get caught up in my head space sometimes. It's just like I have to like hear the beat over and over again, and sometimes it just clicks. Like a couple of the songs on the new album I've written in like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll sit on it for a few days, just riding around in my car, like playing the beat over and over again. It's like that. Like I record myself a lot, so like as soon as the idea hit me, I can write it down. I just go straight to the microphone, pull the laptop up, and we just go right at it. Some of the places I performed in the past, the Pinhook is like one of my favorite spots in Durham that I performed at. Like, just something about it. It's like a real artsy venue. Like, I don't know, it kind of gives me like the authentic feel of like Durham, because I love downtown Durham. It's real artsy. It's real, even with the gentrification, like it still feels like feels different than like any other downtown that you go to. Other places I've performed in Monaco in Durham, I've performed in Charlotte, I performed in Dallas. Like I performed at Erykah Badu's club in Dallas when I was like 14. I've traveled, performed in Atlanta, performed in Orlando. Like I've just been all up and down the East Coast, up in and out the South. My upcoming project is called God Made a Monster. Like it's me and my boy Jerome Scorsese. He's the one doing all the production on it, and it's really just kind of I call it a time capsule to what's going on in 2020. Like every song is my perspective and how I feel about everything that's been going on, and really like an unfiltered, aggressive, just pulling no punches, like take on the world. And I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Jerome Scorsese, producer, artist, musician. I'm producing with my guy Vinnie Dangerous for the new project, God Made a Monster. Really excited. It's something different, just like you said before, like we just want to piss people off. Give them something they never heard before, never felt before. I feel the same way. Just have something that really just pulls out strong emotions in people, whether they hate it or love it. At least they feel a way about it, I know Vinnie for, probably about 10 years, or 8 or 9 years maybe. And then he was doing different, from what I can remember, he was doing different events around campus at North Carolina Central. And I was first getting into taking music production seriously. And like you said before, we would kind of like, would always be having something going on individually, so we didn't really get to connect how we wanted to. But I always knew in the back of my mind that it would happen when it was supposed to, and I feel like now, there's no better time than right now that it could have happened, so I'm happy.
They don't teach about love anymore, so I wrote this song for you. Cause they don't write about love anymore. They don't teach about love anymore. Now I hope it feels special, cause nobody else getting this. They didn't even turn on the radio and get this. Maybe they ain't got the right inspiration to talk about fucking and not love making. Everyone is still your girl, but no one got their own. Everyone up in the club, but they'd rather be home. And nobody wanna trust nobody, so how you expect them to trust if you don't trust nobody? Nobody wants to work for love, so they go for lust instead. They'd rather trade an open heart for some open legs. And then you wonder why it didn't last when you met. Bumping the ground is the only way y'all got into it. But on the radio, that's all.
Oh man, it's like picking a favorite track from this new album is almost like picking your favorite kid. It's really hard. But if I had to pick one, I would say Got a Gun. is my favorite right now. Just because Got a Gun, like how that song came about was that I was, the protests and everything was getting crazy. Like I'm watching videos online of police just doing unspeakable, just unforgivable, like things to people, and it hurt my heart. Like I'm looking up how to purchase a gun, and then I got pissed off because the fact that I have to buy a gun to protect myself from people that are supposed to be protecting us. And Germ just happened to send me the beat when I was in that crazy mindset, and I wrote that song in like 15 minutes, it felt like. And then I went on my lunch break, drove to the house, I recorded and sent him the demo like within an hour. Like I had all that done because that was just my raw emotion. And it just, I feel like a lot of people feel that. Like it's just, I'm put in a position where I don't want to do this, but I feel like that the circumstances and the people in power have forced me to take the stance that I have to take. And that's what that song is about. All right, so when people listen to my music, and especially this album, like I want them to know, I want them to feel that this is my mindset right now in this very moment. Like every project that I do is different because I'm in a different stage of my life, and I want my music to reflect that. Like most of the time I make music just based on how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking, just trying to get these journal entries out, like in this year, this moment of my life. And I want to be able to connect with people because a lot of people feel like they're by themselves until they hear it on record. That's one of the things hip hop did for me, and I want to do that for other people. So my last project, Dream to Escape Hell, like I wrote about my brother, and a lot of my tracks, especially this song Wrath, was kind of like, I would tell people that's my retirement song. Like I was supposed to retire after that song. The world like really messed me up losing him, and I really felt like I just didn't really want to be a part of it anymore, like a part of anything anymore. And like me and my brother were close. Like I said, like me and my family, like we always struggled, but we had each other. So we all were like extremely close. It's me and my brothers especially, because we were always fighting each other, and we always fighting to protect each other. Like that was just how and me being the oldest, I was always like the one that protected them the most. Like I was like, so my brother's death messed me up because it just came completely out of nowhere. Like he had a heart attack. He was fine like earlier in the day, like I had just talked to him. And then I'm getting a call like right after I get off work that, he had a heart attack, and like I need to rush over to his apartment. By the time I got there, he was already in the ambulance, and we followed the ambulance all the way to the hospital. We stayed, but it was too late. And that messed me up. Like I was grieving. I ended up getting arrested for a DWI because I was drinking and I was just not in the right headspace. So, just it really like affected my thought process, like with everything. Like it had me just kind of give up on everything. Growing up, my dad, like he was around, but he lived in Dallas, so I didn't see him that much. So my mom was like my main, like as far as like locally, like in person, like she was the anchor, like for everybody. And my mom worked like 6 kids, and she worked her ass off to make sure that we had everything we could, or everything we needed, even some of the things we wanted. And doing that with 6 kids and a high school diploma is not easy. And then my mom, after she had my sister Zaya in 2007, she was diagnosed with lupus. And that just kind of made everything even harder, because now she's on disability, she can't work. But she still found a way, like she still made a way for us. So, like I'm really appreciative of her.
The Sean C's ain't gonna feel you if the bass doesn't hit. Yo, Anthony, I think the needle dropped the ball lately. Rappers get online just to sell their soul to be a meme. How we go from having 5 mics to the source? There ain't freshmen on the cover that all got the same voice. Tell you right now. Can't review my shit in an hour, 3 seconds from when it drop, and you call it a classic album. Come on. When I put my soul in this music, do you listen to it? Do you just skim through it? Let me know. When I put my soul in this music, do you listen to it? Do you just skim through it? I gotta know.
One of the biggest challenges like I face as a hip hop artist just trying to break through is really just kind of getting myself in the right places at the right times. Cause I have the talent, but it's just like you have the talent, but nobody is listening, or at least not enough people are listening. So you're just trying to get in front of the right people, make the right moves, build your network, things like that. So it's really just kind of getting in front of those people, like, yo, I need a chance. Not need a chance, but it's like take the chance to hear me out, and I promise that like I can take over the world. So it's just really just kind of, build my brand to the point where like I'm undeniable. That's the biggest part. Like I have to just make my brand big enough to be undeniable, to know like I can't get pushed away.
It don't make no fucking difference. I already live in hell, so this is just the equivalent of me switching addresses. Heard I was descended from Israelites, so I've been cursed since the beginning. Beefing with God so hard, me and the devil negotiating. I live in fear my mother will succumb to her diseases. Any minute that I lose my brother, in a matter of seconds, without no explanation, and it feeds to my depression.
Right now, I do not have a contract with anyone. Like I'm 100% independent. I do have management with Free Radical, but as far as any like deals or anything like that, I don't have anything like that. What motivates me as an artist is really just my love for it. Like my love for, like I've had a love-hate relationship with the industry, but I've always loved music. And when I look at my life, like I want my professional life to be 100%, involved with music. Whether I'm producing, whether I'm on stage, whether I'm, engineering, whether I'm just doing the graphics. Like I just want it to be connected in some way to music. And, reaching that point, that's what keeps me going. I haven't done any like major collaborations. I've collaborated with a lot of local artists in the area. One of my most frequent collaborations that I like to do is like my boy Tracy Lamont. Guys like Convo, Jones, Michael. I'm doing a collab project with Jerry Scorsese now. It's a lot. Like I try to connect with a lot of people in the area. My dream collaboration would be, I'd like to do something with Pharrell. I've always been a big fan. Like I'm always about doing something different, and somebody like Pharrell, somebody like Timbaland. I'd love to get in the booth with Jay. I'm a big fan of like Kendrick and how he approaches things. Just somebody that's different. They got their own sound and they're not afraid to, step outside the box to do something different. If I was not a musician, I'd probably be a wrestler. That's like my biggest, like before I started rapping, like I'm still a big wrestling fan. So I had dreams of, like main event in WrestleMania or something like that. Before like music became my real passion. That was kind of like, who knows if I would have stuck with it, because I was like 5-6 years old, but that was the only other dream that I had before music came along. My favorite hip hop artist of all time would probably be Jay-Z. I've always like he's been a part of like every stage of my life even to now, and I could always expect quality from him. Plus, just outside of hip hop, just the way he was able to make moves, like business, and just the longevity that he's had, like we've never seen that before, Jay. So like I'll always admire him for that.
Being a dreamer, yeah, son, that's essential. Think about it. It's chaos all around us all the time, and you're inside of a place where people are telling you what to do and you know who to be, you know, and then that's the wrong thing to do. That's a clone. That's a fake individual. And if you got all this crazy stuff going around you, especially in America, especially being a black man, you have to be a dreamer. You have to be able to see outside of all that madness, all that confusion, all the lies, all the tricks, you know, that are being played on the daily. Because someone who can dream can see hope. And then somebody who can hope, can plan, you know, build, execute, all of that. Those are definitely essential. But you have to be able to dream it first. So yeah, being a dreamer is essential.
If I could be any inanimate object, I'd probably be an airplane. I just want to fly. Like I bet, you know, you had those dreams where you're just flying through the sky, like wings or whatever. Like I would love to be something that just flew. So an airplane would be what I think of. So the producer for my new project, God Made a Monster, is Germ Scorsese. He's doing everything like on this project, and he's somebody that me and him have crossed paths with. Like we've always crossed paths at Central. We always tell each other we're gonna work with each other. Like we always gonna get together, but it just never really lined up. Whether it was something he was doing already or something I was doing already. So last year, 2019, we finally, linked up, and I think we both were in a place where we're ready to like challenge ourselves. Like this project is sonically different than anything, not only that I've ever done, sonically different than any like collaborative projects he's ever done, and just different than what anybody else is doing right now.
All right, so the shirt that I'm wearing right here is 1430.
It's a collaboration with Belief Over Opinion, and so basically the idea behind 1430 is that 1430 is 2:30 in military time, and on an analog clock, when you look at the hands, 2:30 has a 2 and a 6. The hands are on the 2 and the 6, and 2-6 is another nickname for Fayetteville. So just kind of like me paying homage to my hometown, and I consider myself a very disciplined person. I feel like that part of what has kept me in hip hop and has assisted me greatly in like my career is that I'm so disciplined. And discipline is always associated with being in the military and succeeding in the military. So it's kind of like me making that connection to my home city, which is a military town, and just paying homage to my people back home.
My name is Gen Yamagishi, the founder and CEO of Belief Over Opinion. Started this about 3 years ago, and the collaboration with Vinnie, any collaboration that I do with anybody, whether it's a music artist or a professional athlete or even a college athlete or whoever it is, I make sure that they have something going on with their life. So in hearing his story, it just made sense to collaborate, and to be able to give him, because for me, when it comes to collaborating, it's always to give to the other person more so than myself, and to give him another avenue to get his music out there and for his music to be heard. I think it's going to be, he has a lot of great projects to date, but I think this is going to be his best project.
My name is Kofi Kufuor. I am Vinnie's manager. I work on the management team, Free Radical Entertainment LLC. We're really excited to have Vinnie as a client. A very, very hard-working artist. He has a new project coming out soon, and we are very confident that it'll be his best to date.
The message that I have for my fans is actually two. Like my two messages for my fans is one, don't be afraid to change and evolve and be yourself. And my second message is that you're not by yourself. Like our anger, our emotions, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's happiness, like, and everything in between. Like, they're yours, but you're not alone in feeling the way you feel, so you shouldn't be ashamed in that. So I decided to collaborate with Belief Over Opinion. First of all, like, I met one of the founders and owners. Again, he's a real dope dude, and we had like a sit-down conversation. Like, we realized, like, dang, we have a lot of the same viewpoints, and just the idea and the message of Belief Over Opinion is something that I can stand on. Like, you know, the opinions of others, if I would have took them to heart and let them dictate my life, I would have never stuck this out, or would have put the mic down a long time ago, and would have never, like, really pursued my career, because other people thought was you couldn't make it out of Fayetteville, or you can't make it from my neighborhood and coming from, like, our background, our upbringing. And, you know, I believed in myself. I left their opinions behind, and I'm here today. And my success story is proof that believing in yourself trumps anything anybody else has to say about you. Where I see myself in the next 5 years is with a Grammy on my mantle. I believe that I could definitely I could definitely achieve that in the next 2 to 3 years. But so, just, if nothing else, I just want to get at least one Grammy on my mantle. My take on Black Lives Matter is that the people in power need to listen. There's only so many times you can beat somebody down, beat down a whole group of people, and not expect it to get crazy. Like, I remember this interview with Tupac. He said that, you know, this hotel room has food. You know, it's like you're gonna go from trying to sing your way in. The song is gonna progressively get worse. Like, it's gonna get more aggressive. It's gonna get more going from we're gonna try to be reasonable with you, to, all right, now we're just gonna come in and take it since you don't want to listen to us. So I just want people to know, if you look back and you see that things just keep progressively getting worse because we're not being heard, and these little trinket symbols of, oh, we hear you, we see you, you know, thinking that painting letters on the road, or, you know, people getting in kente cloths and taking a knee during a press conference but still not passing any laws is going to save anything. Like, I need the people in power to listen. I just want the people that are on the streets, that are doing the work, just keep doing the work, but the people in power need to listen.
I rap, well, I got something to say, plus I enunciate. It's funny, you get shown the real